Get it started here. Welcome to the IlliniGuys Halftime Live. This is Mike Cagley here with Kedric Prince will be jumping on. We got Illini legend Marcus Griffin. I'll tell you that half ended up just crazy from an action standpoint. I'll tell you, I think every time Merkovich gets away with a travel, I think they call a non-existent foul on the Illini to make up for it. Boswell foul and Stojakovic, there was no contact, but I think we've seen some foot shuffling from Merck, so I guess we can't really argue about that too much. But what a game. Ked, your initial thoughts here on what we saw there in the entertaining first half?
My initial thoughts were, this is going to be a great game. The Illinois fans who listen to this podcast and watching the game, Illinois is not going to blow them out. Alabama is one of the best teams in the country and one of the best teams in the country for a reason. You can't do what they did. They can't go 5-6 minutes without a bucket, though, and then turn the ball over on top of it. If you're going to miss shots, that's fine. If there's one player that I don't want to say I'm concerned about, but I need to see become more effective is Kylan Boswell. They're knocking him off his path. He can't get to the basket like he always has. And the one time he did, he missed the layup. Both teams, I don't want to say they're in small, minimal foul trouble. I'll admit that, but they have to get back on defense and not walk back, because as soon as you celebrate and score, they're pushing the ball back down your throat, and they're not looking to shoot a 2. They're looking to shoot a 3.
Marcus?
I agree with everything that KP said. This is going to be – these two teams are now – I look at – like last week when I saw Texas Tech play, and I told you guys I wasn't high on Texas Tech. That first half, I'm very high on Alabama. Oh, they compete. They play hard. Them guards guard. And so it's a physical game. Even for the guards, it is physical. And you're not used to seeing that, in non-conference games. We see that more in the Big Ten, but not a lot of non-conference games. But KP said you have to get back on transition. This is going to be the wheels of who can crash the offensive glass and who can get back in transition. Because Illinois, I think lollygags, they shooting threes, like KP said, they're shooting threes. So you got to get back in transition.
Yeah, the other thing is I think Illinois was doing a pretty good job on the rebounds, and then you start getting those long boards that Alabama was getting to, and I think that's where I'm not saying Illinois is a slow team, but they're not a super quick team, and I think teams that are quicker than them can get those long boards and have an opportunity. That was concerning. I thought it was also very interesting to see Petrovic get out there, and we saw a 3-pointer and a nice drive where he made the cross-court pass for the assist. I was happy to see him playing well, and of course Tomislav out there. You can tell he's kind of getting his way, feeling his way. And as long as we don't have the the Avicii duo with Humrickhouse out of there, I think we're probably okay. I think some of those big lineups were a couple minutes that were a little scary
because they slow. Oh, they extremely slow. When they slow. He got to watch them lineups, man.
Yeah. And let's go through a little bit on the statisticals. Both teams are shooting 42%. From the 3, Illinois at 40, and Alabama heated up at the end to finish at 38%. Free throw percentage, you're looking at 83 to 80. Turnovers 6-6. It seemed like a little more for the Illini, but points off a turnover 6-2 for Alabama. Total rebounds, Illinois up 21-16. And offensive rebounds, Illinois up 7-5. Second chance points, 11 for Illinois, 5 for our friends in Alabama. But the bench points, Alabama 21-8 had an advantage there. Points in the paint was Illinois 14-10. Fast break was 10-5 Alabama. That goes to what Ked and Marcus were talking about. And then blocks, Illinois is up 3-1. Steals, Illinois is up 4-3. Assists, Illinois is up 9-8. And Illinois had a lead there, and I think they had an opportunity, and that scoring streak is something that I think you look back at the game and you say, well, what could we have done different at that point to stop that? So, Ked, what do you think Illinois needs to do differently offensively based on what you saw in the first half? And then we'll go to Marcus.
I'm going to tell you, they need to get Colin Boswell going, and this is basic, generic, basketball for dummies. Make threes. You have to. They are going to make threes. You're going to have to make threes. You're a good 3-point shooting team. You're going to have to make them. And the guy who's getting the most looks right now is Ben Humrickhouse. And I cannot say enough good things about our boy Divad Merkovic. Kid's a stud, man. I mean, we can all talk about how slow he is. He's just effective and he's tough to guard, and he's just really, really good at what he does. But to me, if they're going to win this game, you're going to get threes. You got to avoid foul troubles, and they're going to make a run. But what Illinois cannot do, they can't, like I said earlier, you can't go 5 or 6 minutes without a basket. Even if you're not getting a shot, get to the free throw line. And the one slasher that they have, and the best play of the night was our boy Stojakovic. That came out of nowhere. I know everybody who saw that dunk was probably freaking out because I know I did. I was surprised by that, but he's motivated. So I don't want to be that guy, but damn, those 2 fouls on Stojakovic and Colin Boswell. I don't know, but you're right. Maybe David is getting away with some travel calls. I don't know, but I don't want the officials I don't want them to come into play. I want the players to decide the game, and I want Illinois to make some threes. Make threes. You're not going to make every shot, but you can't go 1 for 5. I have to check the stats. I know Tony said that's what Ben was, and then one time, I don't know if you guys saw, he missed one. His body language changed, and I was surprised by that.
Marcus, any thoughts there?
My picture is frozen. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you fine.
Okay, Kev, you my guy. But I'm going to disagree with you on this one. We're 8 for 20. We don't put up 23s in the first half. They are switching big to guard screens. Sure. We need to punish them. We have to punish them. And we don't have to punish them to score. We got to punish them to double team so then we can shoot those walk-in threes. Okay. But we're not even looking down there.
Oh, you mean the post? Griff, I'll be honest with you. I don't think anybody's down there. It's like a ghost. There's no, because the guy who's down there is Tomislav. And I agree with you, but it's like a ghost, man. Nobody's there.
It's little bitty guards guarding our big guys. They got to get down there and demand that ball, and not to score, but maybe get an extra pair of eyes on them so we can kick it out and get some walk-in threes. But we need to dominate the paint. I'm sorry. We got a clear advantage in size. We're shooting 8 for 20. That's way too many threes for a first half. And I understand we gotta try to stay somewhat close because Alabama's going to put up a lot. But we got to attack that paint, and we got to get our big guys more involved down low. We got a clear advantage down there.
I'll tell you something else, fellas. I have to give Alabama credit. They got their behinds kicked on the glass against Purdue. Illinois is having a fight to get rebounds. I mean, they're doing a really good job of blocking on. Yes, they are. They're doing a really good job of keeping them off the glass.
Their guards are getting in there. And it's not their big guys. It's their guards getting in there, tapping the ball up, getting it away from our guys. So if our guys can if we could get back in transition, we could attack that paint with the ball or with the post, we would have a successful second half.
Yeah, I thought one thing that Humrickhouse did quite well, he did have 5 rebounds, and he had that chase down block that started Stojakovic's dunk. That's the second time he's done that this season. I don't know that he did it all last year. So it seems like he's definitely feeling a little better there, but you're right. At some point you want to, if you're a 3-point shooter, you can't live on shooting 1 for 5. That's just not good enough. And I was surprised on Merkovic because even against Alabama, he gets a lot of his rebounds way under the rim, and he still uses his body to get at it. Although I did notice they were basically going, and Philip just talked about that. They were going at the ball every time Illinois gets a rebound, and offensively or defensively, they are really going hard at it. And again, I do think what I saw, I know it was very short, but what I saw from Petrovic is it looks like he's got the quickness to get in there because not only did he drive and get an open look across the court for somebody, but he was guarding. I think it might have been Phylon, but a guy tried to drive on him, and he actually was able to turn him back out, and by getting there to the point where he wanted to drive first. So I thought that was very encouraging for the Illini, and defensively, I do think they are going to have to figure out a way to get after the ball, especially the long three boards. You just can't assume that the Alabama guys are a step quicker and they're just going to get there faster than you. Ked, defensively, anything you'd like to see?
They can't make mistakes. Jake Davis came in the game, and there was one time he didn't remember who he was guarding. He went out, flew out, fouled the guy. Then there was one time they dodged a bullet. Merkovic left an assignment. I heard Coach Underwood talk, and I heard Tyler Underwood talk before the pregame. They know what their guards are going to do. This team's guard-oriented. You can't make mistakes on the perimeter, and they don't care about chucking them. They're going to let the ball fly, and some people are probably mad about rebounds. I'm telling you, the long rebounds are tough. And to be honest with you, I've never liked the United Center. I don't think it's a good shooting arena. I don't think Alabama's lighting up the scoreboard either. I mean, Keaton Wagler missed shots that he normally misses, but I'll say it again. They have to get Kylan Boswell going. Here's what I think the key to second half. Spread the floor, let him attack the basket, finish, and get the guards in foul trouble. You got to get them on the bench. You have to put them on the bench, because if you put them on the bench, then they're not going to be as effective. This is a guard-oriented team, without a doubt. You get them in foul trouble, you can win the game without a doubt, and with ease. But if they don't and they just keep chucking up threes and not get to the basket and draw fouls, this is going to go down to the wire.
Marcus, I know that you're still thinking intently there on video. What are your thoughts on the
why. I don't know why my video is frozen. So,
but let's go. What are you looking from defensively? I mean, there's few guys who played defense the way you did in the last 30 years. What are you looking for out of this Illini D?
It's going to come down to transition. You got to get back on defense. These guards, they are flying. Like, you score, you don't have time to clap the hand, point to them, say great pass. You don't got no time for that. You got to hustle your back on defense, and then you got to end the play by rebounding. Like, the guards cannot outlet trying to get down the floor. They got to come back in, because it's the guards' job to get those long rebounds. You see where Alabama is shooting from. They're shooting from 35 feet. Big guys ain't going to get those long rebounds. That's the guards. They got to come in. They got to box up their guys. They got to come in and sweep those up. If we could clean up that, get back in transition, attack that paint either off the dribble and through the post, because they're going to switch big to guard screens. I think if we could do those couple of things, we could have a successful second half.
All right, folks, you got to come back after the game, because we will be live. It's time to go to the second half tip. Until we see you again, go Illini.
See ya.